Hi, this is Sage, back by popular demand.
And this is Hernur.
From Singing USA.
Okay.
In today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the entrance exams for a high school student and their endeavors while applying to college. And we have two exams that are really popular that we take, and they're called the SAT and the ACT. I personally liked the ACT, but what about you?
Me too, yeah.
Yeah.
Except the reading.
See, I don't actually remember my scores. I think I got a 31 on the reading, but... So, the ACT is a test where they score you out of 0 to 36. God forbid you get a 0. If you get a 0, take the SAT, not the ACT. But that's how they score 1 out of 36.
Right.
And in the SAT, they score you out of 1,600.
Correct.
You can get 800 on the math, 800 in the reading. They add it together, 1,600. While for the SAT, you get a composite. The ACT, you get a composite score.
Yep. And in SAT, reading and writing is combined in that 800 score.
While for the SACT, they measure it and grade it come separately. I liked the ACT score more. It was easier for me to do the ACT because it was like, so we had to do it like super quickly. Like we had almost no time, like 30 seconds per problem for the reading section. You find yourself out of breath even though you haven't done any strenuous exercise. And then by the end of it, you feel like your mind was a sponge and they just wrung it out of all the knowledge it had. It was not good. I don't like taking tests. Who does? But at least I didn't have to think more than I had to because of the time. It was basically endurance. How long could you sit there answering questions before your brain got tired? Because the questions were easy. And even in science, where I did the worst at, had I had more time, I would have done fine. Unlike the SAT, where they give you as much time as you need, well, it's also a timed quiz, but it's less stressful. But you do have to think a lot more. Like for a math problem, they make you take probability, problem solve it, and do extra steps, while a ACT math question would just be like, x to the power of 3 equals 8. Solve. That's simple. While an SAT math problem would be, John had 44 birds and Kevin had 33 birds. John got 44 birds for the price of $1.25, and whatever my other name I said, just pretend you know, I don't remember it, got his 24 birds for the price of 60 cents. What is the unit price of one bird for both of them, and find the difference. That would be an SAT problem. See all of those steps? No, thank you. I would probably make some random careless mistake and get a 0 on the math portion for that. So the SAT math was a no bueno.
And now let's talk about in which scenarios you should take SAT. And I personally think if you are from India or you are really good in math, then definitely take SAT, because it's going to be less stressful, because they have combined reading and writing section out of 800 and math out of 800. So that means if you get good score in math, you are covering 50% of the score and you will relieve your stress to great extent. So that's why you will just be left with the remaining 800 of the test, and that you can pretty much cover by practicing reading and writing only. But on the other hand, with ACT, I think it's going to require you double the hard work, because you have to cover science, reading, writing, math separately. So with just math skills, it's just going to relieve 25% of your stress level as compared to SAT. What are your thoughts?
I mean, that is true, but like I said earlier, SAT questions on math, they aren't completely always on math. Like I said, they have so many concepts put into one problem, and you just had to figure it all out. But then again, the plus side is, yes, they do give a lot of time, and then the exam for SAT is a little stress free. it has a little less of stress here. But personally, because I am a better memorization than a problem solver, I liked the ACT. And honestly, if you're good at math, either way, SAT, ACT would work for you. Though it is also true, there are two reading English sections, or English-based sections on the ACT, while there is only one English section on the SAT. So that is also true. But as someone who was good at English, I got a 29 on my reading section, a 31 on my English section. And I did the worst in science, but that was because it was the very, very last test that you take. And by that time, my brain is tired of thinking. So, and they don't have a science section on the SATs, right?
No, they don't.
But then again, I thought it might be colleges might like that because the career that I plan to go to, it is very science based. So in a way, my mind considered if I took an exam that had a science component on them and showed them that score, they might be more inclined to give me the job that I wanted or the major that I wanted in my college. So there are pros to that. And there are also pros in the way colleges take your scores. For example, in the ACT, in the SAT, they average the scores. Some colleges average the scores of the SAT, and some colleges super score it. Most colleges average the SAT scores, which is why it is recommended to not take it more than 3 times. Because after that, you're not doing yourself any favors unless you're just really lucky or you had your phone in class and researched all the answers and made a 1600. Congratulations, you fool. Or unlike the ACT, where they super score it and you don't have to send in every single score of the ACT. You just get to send in your best ones, which is pretty awesome and convenient. And another reason why I liked the ACT more than I liked the SAT.
Yep, I completely agree. Also in the Common App section, you are supposed to include your highest scores of all. For example, highest English score will be separate, highest math score will be separate out of multiple times you attempted your ACT. So that's pretty useful.
Yep. So, but don't forget that this is my experience and that is his experience. What worked for me probably might not work for you, and what worked for him probably won't work for you either, unless you and Noor are blood brothers who know each other internally and externally, and you're best friends. Maybe it will. I don't know. Comment down below if you're Noor's best friend.
So that's why we recommend you should take mock tests for both ACT and SAT and check in which test you're more comfortable with.
Yeah, for example, when I took the SAT, one, I forgot my calculator, so it probably wasn't really accurate either. But I made a 1200 out of 1600. Then I took the ACT, and I didn't make the super best grade in the first attempt either. But then I tried again, and it was a significant improvement because I had studied. And then I realized I was lacking in a few scores, so I took it a third time. And if I wanted to, I could have taken a 4th and a 5th and a 16,700th time too. No, there aren't that many months in a year. Just kidding. There's not enough time for that. But it's debatable to say I could. I could have had that option. I just chose not to.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yep.
So, well, this was just a quick, short, explanatory video, short and sweet. I think it's time to close it. All right, see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
The Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. I'm really, really nervous.
Oh, you were very confident yesterday.
Okay, I'll be fine. Okay, that's what.
Okay.